It was a bright and sunny day in Chernarus, and I decided that it was about time that I raided someone. I knew on the 1SK gaming servers I had two options, either sledgehammers or hacksaws. I didn't have any hacksaws on hand at my base, but I did have enough cash for 2 sledgehammers. Now that was perfect, because I'd already spotted a little base in a church, and it looked like it only had 2 doors. I quickly made my way to the Spec Ops trader to grab the sledgehammers. Along the way, I convinced myself that given how dangerous the Spec Ops trader and raiding solo is, I'd only buy 1 sledgehammer at a time. The base really wasn't that far from the trader, so I could easily run back when I needed the second one in case I get jumped. Little did I know that this decision would lead to one of the most amazing gaming experiences that I've had in years. I also bumped into this poor guy. I got to the Spec Ops trader, bought the sledgehammer, made my way back to the raid, and started knocking on their door. Now I'm not gonna lie, it was my first raid. I was doing it solo, and I was freaking out. So I was being a sweaty chat about it, and doing it at like 2 AM, so there was only about half pop on the server. I was watching over my shoulder hard and listening for even the slightest noise. That's when I spot this guy wandering past.
No, don't like that.
Given I knew I had 2 doors to go through, which is an hour at least, not including the trader run, and now I had this guy hanging around, and it was like 2 AM, I ducked into a shed, logged off, and decided to deal with it the next day. I woke up a few hours later to see the server sitting at 17 people online. This was it. There was never going to be less people on. I could raid in peace. I logged on and got back to work on the door. I'm happy to report that things were far less eventful this time around. Unfortunately, when I busted through, I discovered that it only busted the paneling off the gate. It didn't actually destroy the frame. Furthermore, I couldn't crawl through the frame. I asked one of the 1SK admins, and they told me I'd need a second sledgehammer to bust it down. Okay, so I potentially need 2 sledgehammers per door, which is a big issue. However, if I can get my hands on a hacksaw, then I could get a second sledge for the frame on the first door, and then just saw the lock off the second door. I spent a while searching around, and apparently the DayZ gods were on my side that day, because I actually found a hacksaw. Now I'd never used a hacksaw, so I figured I should do some science on it, see what the go was. After sawing through the first 20% of the lock, I fully understood how they worked. So now I just need to get another sledgehammer, and we should be good to get into this base. However, when I arrived at the Spec Ops trader, I noticed the gates were shut. If the gates are shut, it usually means someone is in there. You can either hide, wait and let them clear out, or you can try and jump them like this.
And
I had died and lost the hacksaw. Back to square one. But I wasn't going to let this stop me. I was getting into this base. I respawned at a nearby town, deciding to see if I could get my hands on another hacksaw while I let the Spec Ops cool off. It's about this point of the story that I bumped into Sonny and the mighty Scumdog.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. That's crazy.
Smashed him with the pole, I stabbed him up.
Yeah mate, I piped him. He thought he could handle the pipe, he couldn't handle it.
I'd never met them before, but they seemed pretty chill. Scumdog hadn't played DayZ in about 6 years and had just jumped back into it. We decided why not be nice and teach this guy what the go was nowadays. So we spent about an hour running around looting together and teaching Scumdog different things.
Wow, that's cool. I like it. I like it
Now
a lot.
another one is you press T and you can mark, and then Y to remove it. You press T to mark and Y to remove it.
Okay. Wow, cool.
Then we made our way to the Spec Ops trader to make some money.
He's going after the zombie. The zombie's going after the sheep. What a fucking cruel bitch. Oh, they won't even leave the animals
That's
alone.
fucking crap. Bro, this is nature at its finest.
Yeah, it's a
DayZ
circle
nature.
of life. We are the dominant of the zombie and the sheep.
While we were there, I got to thinking about the raid I was trying to do. I mean, I'm at the Spec Ops trader, and these guys seem pretty chill. It would be nice to have some backup in case I get jumped. I decided to throw caution to the wind and let these guys in on the plan. I explained what I'd been through, I explained where the base was, and suggested we buy sledges to go finish it off together and split the loot.
Well,
that's what I used to do.
I'm
I
down
used to just bury
we've
my
got
money.
3 people. I'm down to do it if you want to do it. I've got money. I can chip in for a sledgehammer. Do they sell sledges here? So do they sell hacksaws or no?
Finally, after everything I'd been through, we were gonna finish this raid.
So is it? Oh. Wait. No, you can't really. You might be able to boost right. See that little gap in the corner? You might be able to glitch like through that.
Yeah, you'd got. I was just watching you guys running in the open. I'm like, what?
I was dead. Sonny had betrayed me. So it ends up that Sonny just happened to be the owner of that particular base. Of all the people for me to randomly bump into, befriend, and let in on the raid, I picked the guy that owned the base, and Scumdog and I paid the price for it. Honestly, I wasn't even mad. Sure, I lost a kit and a sledgehammer, but I was so impressed with how he played it that I fresh spawned and ran over for a chat. Ends up his AFK time at the Spec Ops was him getting a mate on and in position. The bastard didn't even buy a sledge. I saw a bat on his back and mistook it for a hammer. He went really quiet coming across the field before the town because he was telling his mate that we were coming in. The signs were there for me to see, however I had my guard down and he played me perfectly. After chatting with Sonny for a while to get his side of it, I was so impressed. It was exactly the kind of manipulation that I've pulled in Rust countless times, and he totally blindsided me with it. I told Sonny that he'd fully earned my respect with this play, and if he ever needs a hand with anything, to let me know. So all in all, the raid was a total failure, but I met a new mate, so that's always nice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.